Ladies and gentlemen, the story you are about to see is true.
Here's a transformation for you. I was a man looking to lose some weight. After some results from some doctor's visits, blood work didn't come back real pretty. I was a sugar addict for many, many years. On top of that, I was a snuff dipper. A little pinch of tobacco between the cheek and gums was something I was used to after every meal. Friends of ours said, you need to take some of these drops. Put them under your tongue. They started talking homeopathic and body balancing. I had no clue what they're talking about, but I thought, what the hey? If there's something I could help myself with health-wise, I'm willing to try it. Within 3 weeks, those sugar cravings had dissipated quite a bit. Along with that, every time I put a pinch of snuff between my cheek and gum, I was getting nauseated. And the second day, I was getting nauseated. And the third day, I was getting nauseated. After about 3 weeks, I was like, what's a perfect opportunity for me to quit? I can say now that I am over 3 years tobacco-free, and I have lost 50 plus pounds. And sugar cravings have completely diminished to nearly nothing. So I'm so thankful for these drops.
I feel good and I look good. And I'm highly favored. And I believe that's because of my faith and because of the vitamins I've been taking for the last 7 years. I tried vitamins before, but they made me sick to my stomach. And it wasn't until I started our vitamins and minerals that I realized it was because they had synthetics in theirs. Ours don't. Ours are all plant-based. My blood work is incredible. What's yours?
Do you like nice surprises? I know I do. My name's Jane, and I've been on the lookout for a good natural skincare product for a very long time. My skin felt like it was rapidly aging. It was dry, it was textured, fine lines, wrinkles, you name it. It did not feel youthful. I'm so glad I found this little combo right here. It changed my life. It changed my skin. I feel good about myself now. My skin is moisturized, and I feel like I look 10 years younger. I'm so glad I found this product.
Hi, I'm Barry Hartzema, and I suffered with diverticulitis for 15 years. The last 2 or 3 years, though, were exceptionally bad. My doctor was prescribing pain pills and antibiotics, and it was even talking about surgery. I knew I didn't want any part of that. Well, around that time, right in the middle, ironically, of a diverticulitis attack, someone introduced me to some products, and I was skeptical, but I decided to try them, and it was one of the best decisions I've ever made. I tried them. Within a few days, my symptoms were almost completely gone. Now, fast forward 5 years, and I have been completely diverticulitis free in all that time. My quality of life is back.
Hi, I'm Karia Hartzema. Back when I was in school, I was on medication for ADD. I hated the side effects. I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep at night. I felt like a zombie. Because of the products, and one in particular, I was able to get off the medication, and now I have great focus, energy, and concentration.
Hi, I'm Rochelle Hartzema. I have epilepsy. It was brought on years ago from a head injury. It was from a cerebral hemorrhage, and I was admitted to the hospital. When I got out, doctors had me on 2 different anti-seizure meds, and they caused me severe brain fog along with many other side effects. I'm a cosmetologist, and I love the products, and they allowed me to reduce my meds by close to 90%, and I'm back to my old self, and I've also lost close to 30 pounds.
My husband and I were coming home from a 17-hour trip. Halfway through, we got really tired, and we were looking for my pocketbook while he was driving, grabbed some pouches, made some drinks. We were drinking them. We made it home safely, slept soundly in our own bed, woke up the next day feeling nice and refreshed.
I just wanted to jump on here and tell you how I've lost over 100 pounds. One of my favorite products that's helped me along the way is my skinny drops. I call them my magic juice. I absolutely love them. 2 friends of mine jumped in and started trying them a couple months before I did, and I just wanted to lose weight, so I had to try them too. So I jumped on them. 5 nights in, I rolled over and told my husband, you know what? I haven't had a hot flash or a night sweat in a week. And he rolled back over and said, yeah, you're kind of nicer to be around too. So 2 years later, we're never looking back, have done the drops, lost over 100 pounds, completely changed my life, and I highly, highly recommend them.
And I got some exciting news. Back in the day. My friends were after me about certain nutrients, and I just kept pushing them away. I was feeling pretty bad. I was a heart attack ready to happen. I started the nutrients, gave in, and I'm not getting my allergy shots anymore. I had asthma, a touch of asthma, COPD, and I lost 50 pounds. And I can get in my jeans. I went from a size 16 to a size 8-10 right now.
I want to tell you about my allergies. I had them really bad for many years. I had them for 7 to 14 days, 3 seasons out of 4. When we decided to retire, we wanted to take a trip, and in the airplane on the way down 30,000 feet, I wanted to cut off my head, put it aside so that I wouldn't have to deal with the pressure that was in my head. We landed, and it took quite a few weeks for the bubbles to go away. They were not infected. But in the airport on our way home in Tahiti, we happened to overhear 125 of them who had won their trip there with this company. And they were hard not to listen to, and I wanted to hear more about the products that they were talking about. When we got home, we decided to take the product. It took a few months for me to feel better, but each season my allergies went away, and I can say today that I am really free from those allergies.
I suffer from mitral valve prolapse. It is something I was born with. I started having problems when I got a little older, started having children, more things in my life, and I started having arrhythmias, tachycardias. These things were happening. I inherited this problem from my mother. The doctor said they needed to put me on medicine, and so I took that for many, many years. I still take it, but I'm down to 10 milligrams. I don't take any more than that because I've done so well since I started all of my natural health products, which I just love. I just absolutely love taking natural. I will be 77 and very soon, and I feel great. I think I don't have these problems anymore, and I feel so good.
My name's Rebecca Gursky. I'm from Portland, Michigan. About 8 years ago, I found myself overweight, tired, depressed. I thought I was dying and no one knew but me. I could hardly get up a flight of stairs without being exhausted and always looking for a place to sit down. I was just tired. All that extra weight just wore on me. I could hardly sleep. Every night I'd just be awake 3 to 4 times a night, not understanding that it was a diet issue or my food. I didn't even have a clue. But I found out about this program, Real Results Healthy Lifestyle Program. Got started on these nutritious supplements that my body was lacking. The results have been phenomenal. I was able to release, I was 198, now I'm 126. So that's over 8 years' time. But within the first 6 months, I was able to release 40 pounds, and it gave me a lot of encouragement. So my journey's been a lifestyle change. I'll encourage anyone to get started.
I'm here to talk to you about the scoop on poop. Now, I know it's a subject that we don't like to talk about, and it's kind of embarrassing, so I'm being raw and real here. But a little over 4.5 years ago, before we started our health and wellness journey, I was struggling in that area where I was not regular. There would be days and days, sometimes a week, that I would go by and not be having a bowel movement. But I didn't know how harmful it is if we don't get those toxins out of our body. All I had to do was understand detoxing the body and adding just a few supplements to my regimen every day that would get me regular again and everything moving smoothly through the body.
I was diagnosed with depression. I was put on 2 different antidepressants. Then I was introduced to a packet that I added to my water. And after taking that for a while, I was told by my doctor that I was able to get rid of one of my antidepressants. Then just recently I was told by my doctor that she was reducing my antidepressant and weaning me off of it. So in 3 more weeks, I will be completely off my antidepressants.
My name's Diana, and I have a story to tell you about my son. When he was not quite 18, he was diagnosed with schizophrenia, and he would hear voices and see things all the time. Well, I learned about these nutrients. We dealt with this for like 26 years. Within 2 months' time, I went to his apartment, and he was not seeing things or hearing things anymore. He told me, "Mom, the voices are gone." And it's been 3 years, and he still does not see or hear anything, and has not in this last 3 years. Thank you.
Last year at the age of 69 and not a sub 30 BMIer, I was in a position to have a hip replacement. My wife has dementia. I contacted our attorney prior to setting up the procedure because you just never know what can happen at these advanced ages. And we went through it, and everything was in place. I said, well, what happens to me? I was the power of attorney for her. She was the power of attorney for me. I said, what happens if something happens to me on the table? He says, you need to come in. We need a backup. Scheduled the meeting the next day. And he said, I don't think she's going to understand what she's signing. And I just didn't know what to say except, well, what are the options? He said, you'll have to get 3 medical opinions, and with the attorney fees, it'll be about $4,000. So we left that day, and when I went home, and I've been on supplementation for approximately 9 years, I immediately put her on that supplementation, and at the same time incorporated her into a shake product that provides additional nutrition. Dementia patients at times are difficult to feed and at times have a hard time swallowing. This went on for about 6-7 weeks, something like that. We happened to be out for a drive one Friday afternoon. I called the attorney up and said, we're in your area. Can we stop by? He said, yeah, come on in. We came in and we sat in the conference room. After about 20 minutes, he says, can I talk to you a minute? Pulls me out of the office. And he says, you'll have the paperwork in two days. What did you do to her? The end of this story and the message are the foods we eat cannot provide the proper nutrition necessary to sustain probably the most complex system in the universe, the human body. And with the addition of the nutrition and supplementation, I was able to have the benefit of having more who my wife was for an extended period, and I got a new hip.
And I want to share my story. And it started about 7.5 years ago. My husband and I were retired, and I'd settled into that, but along came with it lack of energy, weight gain, multiple aches and pains. My blood work was just horrible. I had tried all kinds of over-the-counter type vitamins and stuff that the doctor suggested, but nothing ever changed. And so then a friend of mine reached out because she had followed me on Facebook, and she just noticed that I wasn't the vibrant, funny, outgoing Judy that she remembered. And so she reached out, shared with me this special stuff that they were using and how they liked it. And so I tried it. And within 3 days, my husband brought it to my attention how much I changed just in 3 days. And it was awesome because now I could feel the energy. The aches and pains were getting fewer and far between, and the cravings were stopping. I wasn't snacking all the time. And I'm so glad that she reached out. And I got so tired of the doctor saying, well, at your age, every time I'd say something. Well, she doesn't say that anymore. And I feel like I did better 20 years ago. I'm going to share with you, friends, I am 66. I'm coming up on my 50th wedding anniversary. I have 11 grandchildren. Some of them are starting to get married and engaged now. And I'm just so happy to be semi-retired, but still have the energy and vitality to do what I want to do when I want to do it.
I was diagnosed as obese in 2002. I was also diagnosed around the same time with the PTSD, depression, sleep apnea, and fibromyalgia. I spent many years in pain, constantly sick, and suicidal. In 2013, I had a stroke at the age of 27. I decided then I needed to get it together or my kids would grow up without a mom. I spent the next several years yo-yo dieting, trying different gyms and exercise programs. Nothing worked. In fact, I just kept gaining weight, which led to further depression, stress, and sickness. Last year, in July of 2022, I was at my highest weight of 261 pounds. I was just diagnosed as being pre-diabetic, which in my mind was a death sentence. I was told by my doctor bariatric surgery was my only option. I made a post on Facebook about my decision. Shortly after, I received a call from my friend and mentor asking me to try another alternative first. Fast forward 11 months, and I currently weigh 226 pounds. I have lost 35 pounds, and I'm still losing. I fit into a pair of jeans for the first time in years, and for the first time since I was a teenager, I am starting to feel comfortable in my own skin and gain confidence. I am no longer pre-diabetic, and I am no longer on a CPAP machine, and I haven't experienced any fibromyalgia symptoms or depression since December of 2022, and I didn't need surgery to accomplish all of that.
For the majority of my life, I suffered from fear and depression and debilitating anxiety, and went through all the common methods, multiple pharmaceuticals, and different substances to try to numb everything, and ultimately that's exactly what it did. It was just a band-aid temporarily over the deeper root of the problem, and nothing seemed to work. It just kind of spiraled me into even more depression, fear, and anxiety because I was trying things that were not seemingly working, and what I was missing was the key ingredient, and that was giving my body the right tools to do what it knew how to do and what it knew how to correct. Ran into a really good friend of mine who was an incredible blessing one day, and just put something in my hand. It was a powder that you pull the top off, throw it in some water or whatever you want to put it into, and it's phytonutrients, herbs, and adaptogens that just made an incredible difference, and really gave my body again the proper tools to just to turn the anxiety, the fear, and all the stuff around. So hopefully that it's helpful to somebody that either yourself or somebody that you may know, that there is a tool out there that doesn't involve chemicals and toxins that can truly change your life.
This summer, I got in some trouble at the beginning because I got so much sun. I burnt so bad. My skin was literally burgundy. So that night, I used a product I use every day, but on my face. I used a serum because I'm like, I have to put this fire out. And I used the night cream because I thought maybe it could resuscitate those cells that I had baked and they were going to die. Sure enough, in the morning, I was completely tan, and I became very grateful. I didn't peel, I didn't have any pain, and I didn't panic. So I feel like it was a complete win for me.
Hi, my name is Gloria. I had a serious bout of diverticulitis about 4 years ago and landed in a hospital. Very painful, nagging experience. I decided I didn't want prescription drugs, heard of a product, bought it, and on 2 occasions took the product a little more regularly when I felt an onset of what I thought was diverticulitis. Needless to say, I did not need to go to the emergency room. This product is part of my regimen now. I love it. The results are undeniable.
I've had environmental allergies for 2 years and have had to take over-the-counter medication every single day for throughout the year. And a friend of mine introduced me to these supplements. I thought I'd give them a try, and I have not had any symptoms since using them. I recently ran out of them, and all my symptoms came back. It was just amazing what a difference they made. So as soon as I got them back in, I was back to normal, not having any symptoms, and I am so forever grateful. I will never go without them again.
Hello, my name is Lucy Curran. I live in Northern California, and one day my husband and I, we had to go to a funeral, so we stayed the night at his cousin's house, and I woke up with massive allergy. My eyes were swollen shut, and we had to go to the funeral that day. Ended up meeting with a girlfriend who gave me 4 tablets, And immediately, literally within 2 hours, my swelling went away and I didn't have to hide my swollen eyes behind sunglasses. So ever since then, I was sold.
The testimony I'd like to share is in reference to my mom. She actually was dealing with some digestion issues. And so the doctor, I had prescribed for her some Nexium, and I had her try one of our natural supplements. It's a drink, actually. And she was taking it for, I think, about a month or two, well, a couple of months. And one day she just called me out of the blue and she said, you know what, I think that drink that I've been taking, I think it's really helped me. She said, because what used to happen with her, she could only eat a certain amount and then she would actually end up having severe pain in her chest. And she said she no longer had it. And so I said, well, I guess it is. And so she's been taking it ever since then. So, and she hasn't had that issue.
I am a great grandma and I'll be 82. But I want to go backwards and tell you about my journey of how I am now in good health, don't have chronic fatigue, don't have acid reflux, don't have inflammation, recovered well from surgery. But what happened that dates this story was I had an accident inside my house. I flipped off a stool, went backwards, and really injured my back. I call it my upside down spider story. When my medical husband came home, he was pretty upset, wanted me to get in an ambulance, and I said, no, I'd heard too many horror stories about back surgery, and I wasn't going to go there. So he gave me half of a strong pain pill. Oh, that was a relief. But all of a sudden, 4 hours later, that relief just disappeared. So I made another decision. Nope, I'm going to see what else is out there that can help my body without depending on strong medicines. So I went to a good chiropractor. He gave me good help, physical therapy. But oh, I still hurt so badly. About then, I got a phone call from somebody who said he had found a natural product that was allowing his back injuries to not hurt. Well, that got my attention. And it was enough that I said, okay, I'll take that product. That was in 1996. I've had a lot of life events when I depended on this product. It's been my friend and never let me down. And I'm so, so grateful to have it.
I'm 67 years old and I live in Florida. I'm retired from the New York City Police Department. When I graduated from the academy in 1979, I was in good shape and I weighed 198 pounds. After a few years of a steady police diet of McDonald's, donuts, and beer, I found myself weighing 220 pounds and unable to lose the weight. After 15 years, I had to retire. I was forced to retire due to multiple injuries. Contributing to that, my physical problems, I played football for 22 years, through high school, college, and with the police department. During those years, my body took a beating, resulting in numerous injuries and some needing surgery. Doctors suggested I should lose weight, improve my diet. I tried this each year. Annually, I do it after the Super Bowl. I go on a diet, lose some weight, lasted 4 weeks, and I put it right back on again. So 10 years ago, I accepted an invitation from a doctor friend to take a look at some new nutritional products that could help me with my health. I decided to give these products a shot. My goal was to get my weight down to what I weighed in 1979, 198 pounds. I followed the instructions and did it as I was told, and wow, I lost 20 pounds in 32 days. I reached my 198-pound goal. I decided to keep using the products. I not only maintained it, but I lost another 9 pounds in the next 6 months, and I dropped to 189. Today, 9 years later, I'm still using the products daily. I still weigh 189 pounds. I sleep better. I've dramatically reduced my inflammation. I have plenty of energy to go to the gym daily and play with my 5 young grandchildren. And these products are definitely the reason why.
I was dealing with restless leg syndrome, and I don't know if you've ever dealt with it before, but you literally can't sit still or sleep very well. Anyway, I started taking this nutrient, and it was amazing. Restless legs disappeared at night, and I could sleep just fine.
My name is Patrick Mason, and I live in Annapolis, Maryland. And
I've had a history of really getting drowsy at the wheel over many years. I've actually fallen asleep on an overpass, almost fell off, almost died, ran stop signs, etc. Back a couple of years ago, I was introduced to a product, a natural energy product, that I was told had, gave you clear focus and energy straight through. And I thought, I've got to try this. So I started trying this, and I was just really amazed at how clear, first of all, with ADHD, how clear and focused I was. And second of all, I could now drive hundreds and hundreds of miles through an entire day and not get drowsy at the wheel, no coffee, just amazing. For all I know, could have been, could be a lifesaver for me. Just not getting drowsy at the road really gives me that peace of mind. I just can't recommend this product more.